Hello! He's back.
I've missed you. It's been a long time. I've really missed doing these. I've been on holiday. A good friend of mine from Chelsea was getting married in Bali, so a few of us went over there. It was great. However, there's some really troubling news. I was on the tube back from Heathrow this morning, and there's reports that Diego Costa could be leaving. Atletico Madrid are back. They're back in for him. They won't quit, will they? So we've come up with a little idea, which you think would be quite fun.
It's like a debate. You know, we've been reading the papers. We know how to do it. We are going to flip a coin, because neither of us want to, do we?
Right, I'm going to have a go at explaining what we're going to do. It's a debate. We're going to take a side each. Neither of us, not Jack, not me, not anybody associated with this channel wants Diego Costa to leave the football club. But what we're going to do, just for a bit of an experiment, is both take a side and try and validate that point. Because although everyone I know, all my mates from Chelsea, Jack, people from the channel, Ramon, they all want Costa to stay, there is quite a vocal Chelsea support who are quite happy for him to leave. So it's right, you know, it's a democracy here on Chelsea Fans Channel. We are going to explore that theory.
Yes.
And we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to argue in favour of keeping Diego Costa.
I thought we were flipping a coin.
Well, I'd prefer to argue.
So would I. Look, neither of us want to argue against him going.
Okay. All right, well, we'll flip a coin I can't really think of any reasons. I genuinely struggle to find any reasons. Right, Tails. Right. It never fails.
Tails never fails. Tails it is.
Brilliant.
God.
So I won the toss, which means I get to argue that we should keep Diego Costa, and Jack's going to argue why we should get rid of him. I'm actually looking forward to hearing this. Over to you.
All right, first point for me would be Diego Costa goes missing in games, okay? I know you're pulling that face, and if shoe was on the other foot, I'd pull that face as well, but this is my job. Diego Costa goes missing in games. What I mean by that is sometimes he's so preoccupied with having fights with the defenders, getting into a row with the lino, you know, squaring up to the referee, that he can't always be trusted. You know, and not only that, because of this attitude that he has, you know, he's going to get himself booked. There's times where he's going to get sent off, and that means it's going to impact us as a team. We're going to lose him for his suspension, and we know that he does his best business on the pitch, and he's no good to us in the dugouts. So for that reason, Diego Costa going missing. Liverpool last season when we lost 3-1, prime example. That is my opening gambit.
Okay, I can counter that one quite strongly, I believe. You've argued that he goes missing. I couldn't disagree more. I would say that when a lot of the rest of the team were going missing last year, he was head and shoulders above everyone. I don't think I've seen a player be able to drag a team to victory, or at least having a foothold in the game like Diego Costa. When we played PSG at home, we weren't playing very well. They were too good for us in the end. But we knew that we were out of that game the second that Diego Costa went off the pitch. We were only in the tie against a very good PSG team because of Diego Costa. So to say that he goes missing, I think I'd appreciate the points that you made. I think you did a valiant effort.
Thank you.
But I can think of, off the top of my head, I can think of a dozen examples where he hasn't gone missing. He has dragged the team into the game. You think of Everton at home. He was the reason that we got back into that game that allowed John Terry to score a backheel equaliser that felt like a winner and dive headfirst into Matthew Lower. He was the man who scored the goal in the last minute against Manchester United that kept us in the time in the hunt for fourth, and also preserved our unbeaten record under Hiddink that at the time felt like a very big thing. I can think of countless reasons why he doesn't go missing, and I appreciate what you said, but I'm afraid this is 1-0 to Rawlins, sure. It's got to be, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, next up for me would be, sorry about this, Diego, but it's your attitude off the pitch. So let's start with the beginning of last season, okay? Mourinho gave everyone a little bit extra time off after winning the league, which was nice of him. Diego Costa didn't really appreciate that. He turned up overweight in pre-season.
People in glass houses, Jack.
Hello. Do me a favour. He turned up overweight. All pre-season he was overweight, and he was still overweight at the start of last season, which led, let's be fair, to a poor start to the first half of last season. Another example of Diego's bad attitude would be the game against Tottenham last year. He was on the bench, he thought he was going to get on. When he realised he wasn't going to get on the pitch, he threw all his toys out the pram, he threw his bib at Mourinho, and, you know, that's quite lack of respect to the manager. And thirdly, it would be, you know, he's a bit of a party boy. We keep hearing about him going off to all these nightclubs and all these hot spots in bloody Ibiza and Madrid, and he should be in London, and he keeps talking about, I want to go back to Atletico Madrid, and he's meant to be a Chelsea player. So there you go, there's 3 points.
It's incredibly disingenuous of Jack to have a go at somebody with a chip on their shoulder playing up front on their own. Jack is a centre forward who plays up front of his own and has a massive chip on his shoulder. If you take that away from these sorts of players, they have nothing to offer. Absolutely nothing.
True.
And Diego Costa has a slight issue, but it's what makes him his brilliant self. It's what makes him so good. It's what makes him... I remember when we went to Anfield, when the ball came across the area and he pinged it in, it was the year that we won the league. He was celebrating right in front of me. I was there as an away fan. He was celebrating right in front of me, going crazy. It's that chip, it's that edge, it's that bit of attitude that makes him so fantastic. As soon as you take that away from a player, they become just any other player. It's not a good thing. So for you to have a pop at his character or his...
I'm fairly done by it.
Having a pop at his character in the spirit of the game, yes. I think it's very disingenuous.
Okay, last point for me. Begrudgingly, it would have to be replacements. Okay, we've turned down 60 million quid for Diego Costa. What could we do with that 60 million quid? We might be able to get ourselves a Griezmann. We might be able to get ourselves a Higuain, someone of that ilk who's still at the same level as Diego Costa in terms of centre-forward play, but maybe doesn't come with all that baggage, maybe doesn't come with all these, will he get another yellow card? Is he going to be suspended? Can he make them next game? Is he going to throw a bib at the manager? Maybe we can get a striker with that 60 million quid who doesn't come with all this extra flannel.
Not a bad point, but I would sort of agree with you. I think that we need reinforcements, not replacements. We don't need another striker. Diego Costa is the man to lead the line. He scores bundles of goals. The players that you've mentioned are unproven in the Premier League. Diego Costa has a phenomenal record. It's something like 37 goals in 78 games. He is the man. There's no need to talk about the other players. They're brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see Higuain in a Chelsea shirt, but I'd love to see him alongside Diego Costa.
Two up front, Conte?
Why not? That would be the dream. I think that probably wraps this one up. I've thoroughly enjoyed this debate. Will you do us a favour? If you like this idea, it's a new thing that we're considering doing, will you give it a thumbs up just so that we can monitor it, and if you like it, then we'll do some more. If not, of course we won't.
Rory, you've thoroughly enjoyed this debate because you won the toss.
Yeah.
Next time, I might thoroughly enjoy the debate.
Yeah, I suppose you should put that out there. If you genuinely, like Jack doesn't agree with anything he said today, neither do I. But if you actually agree with anything Jack said, you man roll safe, because I have nothing to say to you. It's a ridiculous comment. On you, please.
There is only one team, no, who win the title, but we must stay there at the end of the season to fight for the title.